conference. Today is the first day of June. We're going to be here. I'm quite certain the leader of the opposition has a lot to tell. I know I ask about Bharrat Jagdeo, leader of the opposition.
Well, thank you very much. I've been speaking to some members of the media, and I had promised them to respond to various issues that they would from time to time call me on at a press conference. So today I'm going to make a short opening statement and then allow you to raise all the issues that you wanted to raise with me some time back. So first of all, let me say that there has been quite a bit of controversy over what took place at the flag-raising ceremony. And I'm sure that that will come up at today's press conference. Let me quickly give you my account of what took place, and because I believe we need to just put this past us and move on. We should not dwell on it. Our country deserves better. We have to move forward. Most of you here would recall that I was asked several months ago whether we will participate in the celebrations of the 50th anniversary of our country. And I said yes, that whilst there are some serious concerns on the part of the People's Progressive Party about how the event is planned, the partisan nature of the planning process, particularly in New York and other places where hardcore activists of the APNU were leading the planning process. We had concerns about how much money was being spent and where it's being spent, because there seems to be very little transparency surrounding the events themselves and how much will be spent on them. So you would recall we had asked about the Durban Park project several times, including a question in Parliament. What's the scope of this project? How large would it be? If there is no money in the budget, who will fund it? We're told that it will be funded from private donations. We asked whether these private donations will be recorded and made public, and whether those individuals are beneficiaries of other government contracts. Then at some point in time, the government did not give any explanation, did not make available the list of donors. I think when the news media broke the story that the quality of the work that was being done there could jeopardize public funds as well as the safety of the event, we saw the government switched and they said, we're going to put $150 million into the park. We're not sure how much that figure was finally, and we're not sure what the procurement process was. So not only with that event, but several others, we questioned the use of money. But notwithstanding everything that I said about the partisan nature of the planning process, the lack of transparency surrounding the spending, the grave concerns that we had about involvement of people, we said we will participate in the celebration of our 50th anniversary. We will go to those sessions that are formal in nature and that are dignified, because this country belongs to all of our people. This is not an APNU event. That's what we thought. This is a national event. It belongs to all of us Guyanese. So we showed up in Parliament for the President's speech on independence. Then we were read a second speech by the Prime Minister coming from the President. And we had signaled a long time before that we will be at the flag raising ceremony. So it was clear from a long time ago that we were going to attend the flag raising ceremony. Around the 23rd or the 24th, Gail Teixeira told me that there seems to have been some confusion surrounding seating, because somewhere the minister was reported to have said that they have 1,000 VIP seats, and it will be on a first come, first served basis. So having heard that, I did not want to expose our members of Parliament to a mad scramble for seats. So I said to Gail Teixeira, I'll speak with the minister in the Parliament. I saw her there on the 24th, and I asked her specifically quite a few things in the presence of some of our MPs. Would there be seats reserved for members of Parliament, etc.? And she said, yes, there will be seats reserved for members of Parliament. The following day, that was on the 24th, 25th, I asked Gail Teixeira to again call the minister to confirm the arrangements, which she did, and she got the assurance once again that there will be seats. We left, I said to our members of Parliament, before we left the Parliament, we'd all go together in a single bus, because I suspect parking will be a problem, given the large nature of the event, etc. So we'll go together in a bus, although the minister said to me there'll be separate arrangements for me as leader of the opposition, and I suspect as a former president. So we gathered at 9 o'clock by the leader of the opposition office, and we left somewhere close to about maybe 9:30, 9:40 for the event. She said to us we'd had to be there for 9:45. So we got there. Of course, there was confusion at all the gates. So we wound our way in, the bus wound its way in, and we disembarked. And then there was a huge crowd at one of the entrance, and we had to push our way through the crowd to get there. But we are not unique in this, because I saw Rupert Roopnaraine standing there, because he had just entered, or he had been there for a while. And then after we got in, I saw Cathy Hughes pushing her way through the crowd, Nigel Hughes, etc. So the first point is that we arrived before some ministers. But this will be important when we come back to timelines. Then we were escorted. We went to the VIP area, and I did an interview with the media saying we were happy to be here today, etc. I did an interview, I think it was the state media, just at the bottom of the step, and we went up. And then, standing there for a couple of minutes or so, I was escorted and seated, myself and Samuel Hines. I keep saying Prime Minister, but former President Samuel Hines. So we were escorted, and then subsequently I saw Ed Hill, Rohi, and Anil Nandalal were brought on the other side too and seated with us. This was before the Prime Minister arrived ceremonially and before the President arrived. So we were sitting in our seats there, at least myself and Prime Minister Samuel, before the arrival of the Prime Minister and before the arrival of the President. I looked over, after about 15 minutes, I looked over, sitting there, and I saw, well, it's not that, our members of Parliament, all of them, excepting the 5 of us, were still standing there with their families and everyone in the corridor, the passageway. And people were being escorted past them. I saw CN Sharma being escorted past them and being brought into the VIP area. A number of other individuals brought into the VIP area. I said to Basil Williams then, I said, this is unacceptable, that you can't have our members of Parliament be standing there. And he, I think, to be fair to him, he was just as displeased. He may not say it now publicly, but he was displeased too. Dominic Gaskin then came in, and he was with a little baby, and he said to me, he was walking up and down, and he couldn't find a seat for him too. And then subsequently, they found a seat in the VIP area. The minister then approached me, after this was going on for a while. She approached me and I said to her, you promised, you said that there would be seats. And she said, yes, I made the commitment. She never told me I'm looking for seats. That's one. Second, that there will be seated. And I made it clear to her that if you don't find seats in another 5-10 minutes, we will leave. And this happened. She disappeared. Our members of Parliament were left there standing with their family members, etc., in the corridor. Some people were being escorted in.